Motivation is a mood. Command is a system. If you wait to feel ready, your goals will die of old age. Winners don't wait. They build a machine that moves when energy is low, when life is messy, when nobody's watching. Today, you stop hoping and start commanding. Pick one target, not 10. Burn the rest. We'll wire your mind like a guided missile, violent clarity, engineered desire, unbreakable belief, and a repeatable plan that makes action automatic. No fluff, no hype. Systems over feelings, because goals point the way, but systems do the walking. Here's what's coming. We'll lock your one-line command so precise it cuts through excuses. We'll install auto-suggestion that programs your subconscious to execute. We'll sharpen specialized knowledge so you become a laser, not a lantern. We'll architect a 12-week sprint plan. Then flip the switch on decisive action, the 2-minute rule, the 72-hour rule, and a fail-safe ladder that keeps your streak alive on your worst days. Finally, we'll multiply your force with a mastermind alliance and turn your habits into non-negotiables so your identity carries you when motivation won't. Repeat after me out loud. I don't wait. I execute. Good. Again, I don't wait. I execute. This isn't inspiration. This is installation. By the end, you'll have a system that pulls you to the finish line, discipline over motivation, action over anxiety, momentum over excuses. If you want entertainment, and scroll. If you want results, lean in. Set your timer for 2 minutes. Grab a pen. When the clock starts, you'll write your one-line command goal, number, deadline no, plan B, no, exit. When the timer ends, we begin. Ready. Breathe in. Shoulders back. Eyes forward. Motivation is a mood. Command is a system. Let's build yours and force your future to arrive. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They fail because they are scattered. They chase 10 different goals. And as a result, they water down their energy, their focus, and their momentum. Imagine sunlight through a magnifying glass. If it's scattered, nothing happens. But when it's focused into a single beam, it burns through steel. That's exactly what happens with your mind when you decide on one goal and burn everything else away. Let's get brutally honest here. Right now, you probably have more ideas than you can handle. One day, you want financial freedom. The next, you want a fit body. Then you dream of building a business, traveling the world, writing a book, starting a podcast. The list keeps growing. And yet, 12 months pass and nothing actually moves forward. Why? Because scattered energy is powerless. The first step to achieving anything is violent clarity. That means cutting away the noise, the distractions, and the maybe someday dreams, and choosing a single blazing target. Not 2, not 3, 1. Think about how history's great achievers worked. Edison wasn't dabbling in a dozen projects when he was perfecting the light bulb. Elon Musk didn't build Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and everything else all at once. He tackled them in phases with ruthless focus. Napoleon Hill himself taught that a definite chief aim is the foundation of all wealth, success, and achievement. Without it, you're wandering through life without a compass. Now let me ask you this. What is your one thing? If I stopped you in the street and asked you to describe it in one sentence, could you say, this is exactly what I want, by this exact date, in this exact form? If not, your mind is still foggy, and fog doesn't move mountains. Your task is simple, but not easy. Take out a notebook and write down the one goal that makes everything else irrelevant. Maybe it's earning $100,000 in the next 12 months. Maybe it's building your dream body in 6 months. Maybe it's launching that business idea you've been sitting on. The key is precision. Name the number. Name the deadline. Name the outcome. Ambiguity is poison. Precision is power. And once you've written it, burn the bridges behind you. Remove plan B. If your mind thinks it has an escape route, it will take it the moment things get tough. But when you leave no way out, your brain finds a way forward. Humans are most powerful when they have no choice but victory. This is why soldiers fight harder when their backs are against the wall. It's why entrepreneurs who risk it all often succeed more than those who dabble. Necessity sharpens the mind. Desire gives you energy, but necessity makes you unstoppable. Here's the trap most people fall into. They declare a goal, but they never commit to it with that violent clarity. They say, I want success, but keep one foot in comfort. They say, I want to build wealth, but they scroll through social media instead of working on their plan. They say, I want to get fit, but they keep the junk food in the house. They want the prize, but they avoid the price, and that's why they stay stuck. But that won't be you. Starting today, you will choose one target and eliminate everything else. You will cut off the half-hearted pursuits that keep draining your energy. You will refuse to scatter your focus across a dozen directions. From now on, your mind will be like a guided missile, locked, loaded, and impossible to ignore. Here's an exercise to cement this in your subconscious tonight. Before you go to sleep, visualize your goal in brutal detail. If it's money, see the number in your bank account. If it's fitness, see yourself in the mirror with the body you want. If it's business, see your product launched and customers using it. Let the image consume your mind until you fall asleep inside that reality. Why? Because the subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. When you feed it a clear, vivid target, it begins working day and night to make it real. The more precise the vision, the stronger the pull. Then tomorrow morning, the moment you wake up, speak your goal out loud. This is my goal. This is my deadline. Nothing will stop me. Say it with fire in your voice. Don't whisper it, declare it. This isn't just positive thinking. This is wiring your brain to treat your goal as a command, not a suggestion. Most people treat their goals like a wish list. You're going to treat yours like law? Here's the truth. Until your goal becomes an obsession, you will never summon the force to achieve it. Casual desire produces casual effort, and casual effort produces zero results. But when your goal burns inside you like oxygen to a drowning man, nothing can stop you. So, let's draw the line in the sand right here. Today you will choose your one goal. You will write it. You will visualize it. You will speak it out loud. And you will commit to it so completely that it becomes part of your identity. Because clarity is not just the first step, it's the foundation. Without it, no system, no strategy, No mindset hack will save you. With it, everything else falls into place. So, what is your one thing? Decide now. Write it. Own it. Obsess over it. From this moment forward, that goal is no longer a dream, it's a command. Clarity is the starting point. But clarity alone won't carry you. Knowing what you want means nothing if you don't want it badly enough. The truth is, most people want success the same way they want a nicer car, a bigger house, or a vacation in the Bahamas. It's just a preference, not a necessity. Preferences don't create power. Obsession does. Let's be real. Weak desire leads to weak effort, and weak effort produces weak results. That's why so many people drift through life bouncing from one half-hearted ambition to the next. They say, "I'd like to be wealthy," but they're not willing to sacrifice. They say, "I'd like to get in shape," but they quit when the soreness kicks in. Their wants don't have teeth, and so nothing changes. If you want to achieve any goal, your desire has to transform from "it would be nice" into "I must have it." That shift is the difference between average and unstoppable. Desire must burn hot enough to survive rejection, fatigue, and failure. When it's weak, you'll quit at the first sign of resistance. When it's strong, resistance only fuels you. So how do you build that kind of relentless desire? You must feed it every single day. Start by asking yourself this question: why must I achieve this? Not why you'd like it, but why you must. Tie your goal to something deeper than comfort, applause, or money. Make it about survival. Make it about your identity, your destiny, the legacy you'll leave behind. Think of a drowning man. He doesn't prefer air, he needs it. That's the level of hunger you must create for your goal. It has to matter so much that quitting feels like dying. If you treat success like an option, you'll always choose the easier path. But when you treat it like oxygen, you'll fight through anything to get it. Here's a practical step. Write down 5 reasons why you absolutely must achieve your goal. Not nice-sounding reasons. Raw, emotional reasons. Maybe it's so your children never struggle the way you did. Maybe it's so you break a generational curse of poverty. Maybe it's because you refuse to live another year in mediocrity. Whatever it is, make it visceral. When your reasons are strong enough, your excuses disappear. Next, immerse yourself in your goal emotionally. Don't just think about it logically, feel it. Visualize it in detail. If your goal is financial freedom, picture the exact home you'll live in, the vacations you'll take, the freedom of waking up without an alarm clock. If your goal is fitness, imagine the clothes fitting perfectly, the energy buzzing through your body. It's a pride of walking into a room with unstoppable confidence. See it, feel it, live inside it. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between vivid imagination and reality. When you feed it a vision charged with emotion, it starts pulling your body into alignment with that reality. Suddenly, working on your business, hitting the gym, or waking up early stops being a chore. It becomes a compulsion. But here's the warning. Comfort kills desire. Every time you choose the couch over the grind, every time you choose the easy road, you pour water on your fire. If you want obsession, you must starve at comfort. Remove the distractions, the escape routes, the time wasters that dull your hunger. Replace them with constant reminders of why you must win. Keep a vision board. Write your goal on sticky notes and plaster them on your mirror, your desk, your phone background. Revisit your reasons daily. Let them sting. Let them drive you. Remind yourself constantly of the pain of staying average and the glory of breaking through, and surround yourself with stories of people who did the impossible, not to worship them, but to remind yourself that they were human, they had doubts, fears, failures, just like you. The only difference is they refused to quit. If they could, you can. Remember this, desire isn't logical, it's emotional. Logic says, it would be nice. Emotion screams, I will die before I quit. Logic gives you excuses. Emotion gives you fire. That's why you must connect your goal to something that makes you feel alive. Something that stirs your soul every time you think about it. Now here's the daily ritual. Every morning, read your goal aloud with fire in your voice. Don't just say the words, command them. Close your eyes and visualize it as if it already exists. Speak it. Feel it. Believe it. Say, I will achieve this. It is mine. Nothing can stop me. Do it again at night before you sleep. Let your subconscious marinate in that belief for 8 straight hours. Over time, this ritual transforms weak desire into burning obsession. And obsession is the birthplace of greatness. Look at the people who changed the world. Steve Jobs, Thomas Edison, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk. They weren't interested in their goals. They were obsessed. They lived, breathed, and bled for their vision. That's why they bent reality in their favor. Average désir produce average results. Burning desire produces extraordinary results. So here's the question, how badly do you want it? Are you willing to burn your ships, starve your comfort, and feed your fire every single day? Or will you settle for someday? Decide now. Because until your goal consumes you, it will never transform you. And transformation is the only road to victory. Desire lights the fire. But without faith, that fire flickers out the moment the storm arrives. You can want something with all your heart, but if you secretly doubt it's possible, you will sabotage yourself at every step. Doubt is the silent killer of dreams. It doesn't scream. It whispers. And those whispers destroy more goals than failure ever will. Think about it. How many times have you started something excited, only to hear that voice in your head say, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe this is impossible. Maybe it's not meant for me. The moment you believe those words, your energy drains, your actions weaken, and your results vanish. Doute poisons efforts. Faith fuels it. Faith isn't wishing. Faith isn't hoping. Faith is absolute conviction, certainty, so strong that your mind refuses to accept any other outcome. It's seeing the finish line before you even take the first step. It's declaring victory before you've entered the battlefield. Faith bends reality because it programs your mind to search for solutions until your goal is achieved. Without faith, you'll quit when the road gets dark. With faith, you'll keep walking even when you can't see the light. So, how do you build unshakable faith? You must reprogram your mind every single day. First, guard your words. Words are not harmless. Every time you say, I hope or I'll try, you plant seeds of doubt. From now on, eliminate those words from your vocabulary. Replace them with commands. Stop saying, if. Start saying when. Stop saying maybe. Start saying I will Your tongue is the most powerful programming tool you have. Guard it like a weapon, because it is 1 second. Master the practice of visualization every day. Close your eyes and see yourself achieving your goal in vivid detail. Hear the applause. Feel the pride. Taste the victory. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. If you show it victory with enough clarity and emotion, it will believe. And once it believes, your actions will automatically align with that belief. Third, surround yourself with believers, not doubters. Doubt is contagious. Spend time around small-minded people, and their fear will infect you. Protect your vision from weak voices. Align yourself with people who push you higher, who speak possibility, who remind you of your power when you forget it yourself. Their conviction will strengthen yours until your faith becomes unshakable. But here's the key: faith is not passive. Faith without action is fantasy. Real faith proves itself with movement. Every time you take courageous action, even when afraid, you add another brick to the fortress of your belief. Small wins stack evidence, and evidence kills doubt. This is why it's critical to move forward even when you don't feel ready. Action creates confidence. Every step you take says to your brain, see, we are capable, and the more evidence you stack, the louder your faith becomes. Understand this: failure is not the opposite of faith. Failure is the training ground of faith. Every champion you admire, every inventor, entrepreneur, leader has failed dozens, even hundreds of times. What separates them is not talent. It's the decision to keep believing in the middle of failure. They use setbacks as proof that the breakthrough is near. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Did he doubt himself? Never. He said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I simply discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work. That's faith. Seeing obstacles not as dead ends, but as stepping stones. You must build this same mindset. When you stumble, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? When doors slam shut, don't say, it's over. Say, the path is being redirected. Faith reframes failure into fuel. Another powerful practice is affirmations charged with emotion. Don't just say them flatly, declare them like commands. Every morning, look in the mirror and say, I believe. My victory is certain. My success is inevitable. Nothing can stop me. Say it with fire in your voice until you feel it in your bones. Repetition is the hammer that drives belief into your subconscious. Once is not enough. 10 times is not enough. Every single day. Speak faith until it becomes your automatic language. And when the world tests you, and it will hold the line, expect failures. Expect delays. Expect betrayals. These are not signs you're on the wrong path. They're proof you're on the right one. The universe always tests conviction before it delivers the prize. Only those who refuse to doubt are rewarded. Here's the ultimate truth. Faith bends reality. The person who believes without hesitation begins to see opportunities others can't. They notice doors others overlook. They persist when others give up. They radiate certainty. And certainty attracts people, resources, and circumstances that align with their goal. The world literally rearranges itself around someone who refuses to doubt. So decide right now, will you feed doubt or will you feed faith? Because whichever you feed will grow. If you speak defeat, you will live defeat. If you speak victory, you will live victory. Build faith until it becomes armor. Build faith until it becomes your weapon. Build faith until it becomes the unshakable foundation under your feet. Because once your faith is absolute, fear loses its power. Obstacles shrink, and time bends in your favor. Faith isn't optional. Faith is everything. Desire lights the fire, but faith keeps it burning when the storms come. Feed it daily. Protect it fiercely, and act on it relentlessly. And when you do, your mind will no longer ask if you will succeed. It will only ask when. Your mind is the command center of your destiny. Every result you've achieved or failed to achieve started as a thought. Thoughts are not harmless. They are blueprints. They shape your choices, your habits, and ultimately your life. If you don't deliberately control your thoughts, they will control you. And most people are walking proof of this. They let fear, doubt, and negativity write the script of their lives. Autosuggestion is the weapon that changes everything. It's the deliberate act of programming your subconscious mind with the beliefs that build your future. You do this by choosing your words and your thoughts with precision and repeating them until your subconscious accepts them as commands. Here's the truth. Your subconscious doesn't argue. It doesn't question. It simply obeys whatever is repeated with emotion and conviction. If you constantly say, "I'm tired, I'm broke, I can't do this," your subconscious accepts those commands and makes them real. If you say, "I'm powerful, I'm wealthy, I'm unstoppable," it accepts those commands too. The subconscious is neutral. It just builds whatever you tell it to build. So the question is, what are you telling it? Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunity, but because they pollute their subconscious with weakness. They repeat their failures. They talk about their limitations. They rehearse fear every single day. And then they wonder why nothing changes. The truth is simple. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot think small and live big. If you want to achieve your goals, you must become ruthless about what you allow to live in your mind. Guard your inner world as if it were the vault of your destiny, because it is. Here's how you build the habit of autosuggestion. Step 1, write your goal clearly. Be specific. Not, "I want success." Write, "I will earn $100,000 by the 31st of December. Or I will achieve my ideal weight of 170 pounds by June. Or I will launch my business and gain my first 100 customers within 90 days. Precision is power. Step 2, speak it aloud every morning and every night. Not with weak words, but with fire in your voice. Say it like a command. Don't mumble. Declare it. Feel it. Add emotion until your body believes every syllable. Step 3, visualize it as you speak. Close your eyes and see the outcome. If it's money, picture the exact number in your account. If it's fitness, see your body transformed in the mirror. If it's business, see yourself serving your clients, celebrating your wins. Let every sense get involved. Feel it, hear it, smell it. Live it in your mind until it feels more real than your current reality. Step 4, repeat relentlessly. Once isn't enough. 10 times isn't enough. You must hammer it into your subconscious daily until it becomes automatic. Morning, night. During the day when doubt creeps in, crush it instantly with new commands. Replace I can't with I will. Replace this is too hard with I was built for this. Replace maybe someday with it's already mine. This is not fantasy. This is rewiring. Neuroscience proves that repetition strengthens neural pathways. Every time you declare your goal with emotion, you are carving it deeper into your subconscious. Eventually, it becomes instinct. Weak thoughts will be rejected. Powerful thoughts will become your default, but there's a critical warning. Flat, lifeless affirmations do nothing. Saying I'm successful with no emotion, no fire, no conviction, it's worthless. Your subconscious doesn't respond to empty words. It responds to emotion. You must speak as if your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. And here's the amazing part. Once your subconscious accepts a command, your actions start to obey automatically. Suddenly, you'll find yourself taking steps you used to avoid. Opportunities will appear. People will be drawn to you. Not because magic is happening, but because your brain is filtering the world differently. You start to notice what moves you forward and ignore what doesn't. This is why autosuggestion is the command system of your destiny. It's not optional. It's essential. Without it, you will drift back into old programming. With it, you take control of your mind. And once you control your mind, you control your future. Here's your challenge. For the next 21 days, commit to speaking your goal aloud morning and night with absolute conviction. No skipping. No excuses. Write it. Speak it. Visualize it. Feel it. Repeat it. Do this, and you will feel the shift within days. Your energy will change. Within weeks, your confidence will rise. Within months, your entire life will start to align with the commands you've been feeding your subconscious. Understand this. The battle is won in the mind long before it is won in the world. If you win the war of thought, the rest is execution. If you lose the war of thought, no amount of effort will save you. So stop feeding your mind weakness. Stop speaking defeat. Stop rehearsing failure. Begin programming your mind with certainty, power, and victory. Guard your inner voice. Charge your affirmations with fire. Repeat them until they become law inside your subconscious. Because once your mind accepts something as certain, it will move heaven and earth to make it real. The world is drowning in general knowledge, but starving for specialized knowledge. Everyone knows a little about everything, but few know enough about one thing to create real power. That's why so many remain average, scattered, unfocused, and forgettable. General knowledge is like a lantern. It spreads light in all directions, but never penetrates deeply. Specialized knowledge is like a laser. It concentrates energy into one beam so sharp, so focused, it cuts through steel. If you want to achieve greatness, you must stop scattering your focus and start concentrating it like a blade. Think about it. The marketplace doesn't reward people who dabble. It doesn't pay for trivia or half knowledge. It pays for mastery. It pays for the doctor who knows the rare procedure that saves lives. It pays for the engineer who can solve complex problems no one else can touch. It pays for the entrepreneur who knows one industry so deeply that he builds an empire others can't compete with. Most people never get there because they fall into the trap of consuming information aimlessly. They skim books, they scroll through articles, They chase trends. They collect facts like souvenirs, but never use them. Knowledge without application is dead weight. It clutters your mind, but adds no power. The achievers, the builders, the unstoppable ones, they do the opposite. They choose one field, one skill, one obsession, and they dive so deep that the world has no choice but to notice. They take a passion and refine it into expertise. They take raw curiosity and hammer it into competence. Then they use it to produce results, and results are what the world rewards. Here's the truth. Specialized knowledge always begins with a definite purpose. You must ask yourself, what knowledge will make me unstoppable in achieving this goal? Then cut away everything that doesn't serve that purpose. Stop scattering your energy across random subjects. Stop consuming information for entertainment. From now on, every book you read, every course you take, every mentor you seek must be chosen with one clear objective, making you a master in your field. And here's the secret. You won't find true mastery in classrooms alone. Schools teach you generalities. Real power is built in the trenches through doing, failing, adjusting, and doing again. You build specialized knowledge by applying what you learn, not just absorbing it. Knowledge applied becomes skill. Skill creates value, and value is the currency of power. So here's how to build your system of specialized knowledge. Step 1, define your definite chief aim. Decide exactly what outcome you want to achieve. Is it financial freedom? Is it mastering your craft? Is it building a business? Be specific. Your purpose is the compass that guides your learning. Step 2, identify the knowledge gap. Ask yourself, what must I know? What must I learn? What must I master to achieve this goal? Write it down. Get clear. Step 3, study with intensity. Seek mentors who have walked the path. Read books with purpose, not for entertainment. Take notes. Extract the lessons and discard the fluff. Every piece of information must earn its place in your mind. Step 4, apply immediately. Don't wait until you feel ready. Knowledge unused, these quickly. Turn it into action the same day you learn it. The mind remembers what the hands perform. Step 5, track your growth. Create a learning plan. Set aside specific hours each day to sharpen your skill. Measure your progress. Treat your mind like the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Step 6, teach others. Teaching forces, clarity. Explaining what you know reveals the gaps in your understanding. Every time you teach, you deepen your mastery. Now here's the real power. When you commit to specialized knowledge, you no longer chase opportunity. Opportunity chases you. The world pays any price for the rare mind that can solve rare problems. When you know something deeply, something others cannot replace, you become indispensable. Yes, it will require sacrifice. It means saying no to distractions. It means cutting out entertainment that steals your time. It means choosing mastery over mediocrity. But the reward is power. Power to create, to lead, to dominate your field. Think of it like this. While others are spending hours scrolling, drifting, and consuming empty noise, you are building a weapon. Every book you study, every skill you sharpen, every hour you commit to mastery is a brick in the fortress of your future. And here's what's even more powerful. As your knowledge grows, your confidence grows. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop feeling like an imposter. You begin to operate with certainty because you know your foundation is real. That certainty makes you magnetic. People are drawn to experts. They trust those who speak with clarity, and that trust translates into influence, opportunity, and wealth. The world is full of people with opinions, but the world bows to the man or woman with expertise, the one who has put in the work, the one who has gone deeper than anyone else dared, the one whose name becomes synonymous with mastery in their field. So here's your challenge. Decide today what you will master. Choose your lane. Commit to it. Stop scattering your focus like seeds in the wind. Concentrate it like a blade. Study, apply, refine, repeat. Do this relentlessly until there is no question you cannot answer, no challenge you cannot face, no obstacle you cannot overcome in your chosen field. Because when you hold specialized knowledge, you stop competing. You rise above. You no longer fight for attention. You command it, and when you command attention, you command opportunity. Never forget this. General knowledge will make you common. Specialized knowledge will make you powerful. Desire without a plan is a spark without fire. It feels good for a moment, but it never builds warmth, never cooks a meal, never lights the path forward. If you want your goals to come alive, you must transform them from vague dreams into structured steps. You must organize your planning until progress becomes inevitable. Think about this. The graveyard is filled with men and women who wanted success, who even believed in it, but who never carved a clear path to achieve it. They left their future to chance, and chance rewarded them with nothing. The difference between the dreamers and the doers is this. Doers sit down with their vision and design the map. A goal written on paper is a good start, but a plan etched into your daily life is unstoppable. Organized planning is the skeleton that gives your vision a body. Without it, your actions will scatter like leaves in the wind. With it, every step is aligned, every effort is directed, and every moment moves you closer to the finish line. So, how do you build a plan that conquers? Let's break it down. Step 1, define with precision. Vague goals breed vague results. Saying, "I want to be rich someday," is useless. The mind cannot pursue fog. You must be specific. How much do you want to earn? By what date? In what form? What does your victory look like in clear detail? If you can't describe your goal to a stranger in one sentence, you don't own it yet. Precision is power. Step 2, break it into milestones. The mountain looks impossible if you stare at the peak. But if you divide it into camps, one step at a time, the climb becomes possible. Break your big goal into smaller milestones. If your goal is to earn $100,000 in a year, break it down to monthly and weekly targets. If your goal is to write a book, divide it into chapters, daily word counts, and editing schedules. Every milestone achieved fuels momentum for the next. Step 3, convert milestones into daily actions. Your days are the bricks of your destiny. If you don't control your days, you don't control your future. That's why you must take every milestone and reduce it to daily non-negotiables. These are the actions you take no matter what. Rain or shine. Write 500 words a day. Make 10 sales calls a day. Save $20 a day. Small actions done with consistency build massive results over time. Step 4, guard your time like treasure. Time is the currency that funds your dream. Spend it wisely. Do not waste it on distractions, shallow tasks, or the drama of other people. Every hour must serve the plan. This doesn't mean you can't rest. It means your rest must recharge you, not sabotage you. If it doesn't move you closer, cut it out. Ruthless focus is survival. Step 5. Build flexibility without weakness. No plan survives perfectly intact. Once reality shows up, that doesn't mean your mission changes. It means your methods adapt. If one door closes, find another. If one strategy fails, design a better one. Winners adjust without losing momentum. They are flexible in tactics but unshakable in purpose. Step 6. Create accountability and allies. A plan without accountability is fragile. You need allies, mentors, partners, even friends who hold you to the standard you set. This is where masterminds come in. Surround yourself with minds as committed as yours. Their energy sharpens you. Their discipline reminds you. And their belief fuels you. When yours runs low, alone, your will can waver. Together, your will becomes unbreakable. Step 7. Review. And refined planning is not a one-time event. It's a living process. Every week, review your plan. Ask what worked, what failed, what must I change? Ruthless self-assessment keeps you sharp. Don't let ego blind you. Don't cling to broken strategies. Adjust quickly. The speed of correction is the mark of a master planner. Step 8. Make the plan visible out of sight, out of mind. Keep your plan where you see it daily. On your wall, on your desk, on your phone background. Every glance becomes a reminder. A plan hidden will be forgotten. A plan visible becomes inevitable. When you live by organized planning, your future stops being random. Success stops being accidental. Progress becomes predictable. You stop confusing movement with progress, and you begin moving with direction, clarity, and power. Never forget, success is not given, it is engineered. The great ones do not stumble into victory. They architect it. They begin with a vision, fuel it with desire, sharpen it with knowledge, and then lock it into reality with relentless planning. So sit down, map it out, design the path, write the plan so clearly that even on your weakest days, you know exactly what to do next. Then march on it like an army, quiet, precise, unstoppable. Because the man with a clear plan is dangerous. He is not swayed by moods. He is not distracted by noise. He moves with purpose, and the world bends to purpose. The difference between those who talk about success and those who achieve it can be summed up in one word: action. Not someday, not later, not when conditions are perfect. Action now. The truth is, most people bury their dreams in endless thinking. They overanalyze. They wait for certainty. They rehearse possibilities in their mind until opportunities pass them by. But here's the reality. You will never have absolute certainty. You will never have all the answers before you start. Success is not a result of perfect timing. It is the result of decisive motion. Every empire, every invention, every great achievement began with one imperfect step forward. The Wright brothers did not wait until they had perfect wings. They built, tested, failed, and adjusted. Thomas Edison did not wait until he had a flawless light bulb design. He experimented, failed 1,000 times, and improved until it worked. If they had waited for perfection, the world would still be in the dark. Action is the antidote to fear. Fear thrives in hesitation. The longer you wait, the louder fear grows, but the instant you act, fear begins to shrink. Think of the moments you dreaded a task, maybe making an important call, stepping on stage, or starting a project before action. Fear is overwhelming, but the moment you take the first step, you realize it's not as terrifying as your imagination made it. Action silences fear. That's why decisive action is not optional. It is the cure. The only way to defeat hesitation is to move while fear still whispers. If you wait for fear to vanish, you'll wait forever. Speed creates power. The world rewards speed, not recklessness, but quick, bold decision-making, followed by relentless execution. Every second you delay is a second someone else uses to advance. Opportunities don't wait, they evaporate. When you train yourself to act quickly, you develop what I call the muscle of immediacy. This habit tells your brain, when I decide, I move. No hesitation, no negotiation. Over time, this builds unshakable confidence. You begin to trust yourself. You know that when you commit, you will follow through. That trust is the foundation of momentum. Imperfect action beats perfect inaction. Perfectionism is the death of progress. Too many people wait until they feel ready. They polish and prepare endlessly. But here's the truth: you will never feel fully ready. Readiness is built in motion, not in thought. Taking imperfect action teaches you more in a week than endless planning teaches you in a year. Mistakes made while moving forward are not failures. They are feedback. They show you what works and what doesn't, and every correction makes you stronger, sharper, more efficient. Think about it. A rocket does not fly in a perfect straight line to space. It makes thousands of micro adjustments along the way. But it only adjusts because it launched. Had it stayed on the ground waiting for the perfect trajectory, it would have never left Earth. Build the habit of movement. Success is not about one grand act. It's about building the habit of constant forward motion. Small, daily steps compound into massive results. Train yourself to default to action. If you think of calling a client, do it. If you think of writing an idea down, do it. If you think of starting the workout, do it. Don't allow more than 5 seconds between thought and action, because in those 5 seconds, your brain will flood you with excuses. Beat hesitation by acting before excuses take root. Action creates clarity. Most people think they need clarity before they act. In truth, clarity comes from action. You don't discover the right path by standing still. You discover it by moving, trying, failing, and adjusting. When you act, the fog lifts. You see the road ahead more clearly. You realize which strategies work, which ones don't, and where your strengths truly lie. Without action, you're only guessing. With action, you're learning in real time. Failure in motion is better than safety in stagnation. Failure while moving forward is never final. It is simply a step toward mastery. But safety in stagnation is deadly. It kills dreams quietly, with no noise, no drama, just years slipping away in comfort zones. Remember this: you can correct a mistake made in action, but you cannot correct a dream you never chased. Failure is temporary. Regret is permanent. Choose action. Always. Act as if delay were death. Here's the mindset shift. You must adopt hesitation is the enemy. Delay is death to your goals. When faced with a choice, set short deadlines. Refuse to linger. Decide quickly and move immediately. This doesn't mean you stop thinking. It means you think with urgency. You analyze, yes, but then you strike. When others hesitate, you advance. When others say, I'll start someday, you've already gained miles of progress. Speed is your advantage. Use it. Turn action into your identity. When decisive action becomes who you are, not just what you do, your entire life changes. You stop needing to psych yourself up. You stop debating with yourself. Action becomes your natural state. You no longer wait for courage. You act, and courage rises from the act itself. Your words become sharper. Your movements more confident. Your energy magnetic. People respect doers. They trust leaders who act with boldness, and as you build this identity, opportunities will begin chasing you. Because the world rewards those who move. Decisive action is the bridge between imagination and reality. It is the force that transforms desire into momentum, momentum into obsession, and obsession into victory. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need total certainty. You just need to act today, right now, with everything you've got. Because the truth is simple. The future does not belong to the hesitant. It belongs to the bold. Every great dream will test you. Every path worth walking will confront you with resistance. And here lies the truth talent will get you started. Desire will fuel you. Faith will carry you for a time, but only persistence will guarantee you arrive. Persistence is the invisible edge, the unshakable force that separates the amateurs from the champions. It is the ability to keep striking when your hands are bleeding, to keep walking when your legs are shaking, to keep believing when the world laughs in your face. Why most people fail? Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because the opportunity wasn't there. They fail because they quit too soon. They wanted the prize, but not the price. They had desire, but it wasn't strong enough to endure pain, rejection, or fatigue. The truth is, success is rarely sudden. It is slow, grinding, repetitive. It demands more from you than you thought you could give. And when that demand comes, most retreat. They convince themselves it's impossible, when in reality, they simply lacked persistence. Persistence turns pain into power. Pain will come. Disappointment will come. Rejection will come. But persistence is the alchemy that transforms pain into fuel. It whispers in your ear, one more step, one more strike, one more try. Think of a river carving its way through stone. It is not powerful in a single strike, but relentless over time. Strike after strike, flow after flow, until solid rock is shaped by soft water. That is the power of persistence. Consistency beats intensity. Many people begin with intensity. They sprint. They push hard for a week, a month, maybe a year. But intensity without consistency burns out. Persistence is not about one explosive effort. It's about showing up every day, whether you feel like it or not. Tiny steps, repeated consistently, build unstoppable momentum. Forward is forward. No matter how small, persistence is the art of refusing to stop. It is steady pressure, applied long enough to break through barriers that seemed immovable. Persistence requires. Patient seeds do not sprout the moment you plant them. They demand care, time, and faith. The same is true of your dreams. Growth often hides beneath the surface, invisible to the impatient eye. Most quit during the silent seasons, when results are not yet visible. But the persistent endure. They water the seed. They trust the process. And one day, what was unseen bursts into reality. The mental game of persistence. Persistence begins in the mind every time you hear the inner voice whisper, "This is too hard. This is pointless. You'll never make it." Persistence must rise louder with a command, "I will not stop." Say it when you are tired. Say it when you are discouraged. Say it when your dream feels like a distant illusion. Each repetition forges your will like steel in fire. Each declaration makes you unbreakable. Adapt. But never retreat. Persistence does not mean stubbornness. Stubbornness clings to broken methods. Persistence clings to purpose. The persistent adapt their strategies, but never their mission. If one door closes, they build another. If one path is blocked, they carve a new one. This flexibility keeps persistence alive. Because persistence is not about repeating the same mistake. It is about refusing to stop until victory is inevitable. The respect earned through persistence. The one who persists commands respect from themselves and from the world. Opportunities appear because persistence proves you are worthy of them. People begin to trust you because you endure what others abandon. Life itself begins to bend in favor of the one who refuses to yield. Even the harshest storms eventually exhaust themselves before a soul that simply will not quit. Persistence is the price of victory. Understand this. Every dream you hold in your heart is asking you one question: will you endure long enough to deserve me? Persistence is the answer. When fatigue claws at your bones, when results seem invisible, when every reason to quit is screaming in your ears, persistence is the voice that says, "Not yet. I'm not done." It doesn't matter if you crawl, if you stumble, if you limp forward. What matters is that you refuse to stop, because the one who persists long enough cannot be defeated. They can only be delayed. Final word on persistence. Persistence is not glamorous. It is not flashy. It is often lonely, quiet, and grueling, but it is the weapon that outlasts every enemy. It is the slow, steady hammer that breaks down the wall between you and your destiny. So when the world pushes you to quit, push back harder. When doubt poisons your mind, repeat your command, "I will not stop." When failure strikes again, stand taller and strike once more. Because persistence guarantees that while others burn out, while others give in, you will still be standing unyielding, unstoppable, victorious. No one climbs the mountain of success alone. The myth of the self-made man is just that, a myth. Every great empire, every monumental achievement, every lasting legacy has been built through alliances. Napoleon Hill called it the mastermind alliance, the coordination of knowledge, energy, and effort between two or more people working toward a common goal. When two minds come together in harmony, something extraordinary happens. A third invisible force is created greater than the sum of its parts. Ideas sharpen. Energy multiplies. Courage grows. What was once impossible For one person becomes inevitable with the power of many. Why you cannot go alone. The lone wolf story sounds romantic, but it is dangerous alone. You are limited by your perspective, your resources, and your energy. You can only see so far, move so fast, and think so wide. With allies, your vision expands. You gain new angles, fresh strategies, and shared strength. Every weakness you carry can be balanced by someone else's strength. Every gap in your knowledge can be filled by another's expertise. Every time your will begins to falter, their belief in you can reignite the flame. Alone, you can go fast. Together, you can go far. The law of association. You become the average of the people you surround yourself with. Their habits rub off on you. Their mindset shapes yours. Their standards become your standards. If you walk with those who doubt, complain, and settle, you will begin to do the same. But if you walk with those who dream bigger, demand excellence, and push limits, you will be pulled upward. This is the law of association, and it is inescapable. That is why the Mastermind Alliance is not optional, it is essential. Your environment either fuels your growth or suffocates it. Choose wisely. Building your Mastermind Alliance. Creating a Mastermind Alliance is not about collecting friends or networking blindly. It is about finding alignment. Here are the pillars. 1. Shared purpose. Everyone in the alliance must be committed to a clear, definite aim. No divided loyalties. No hidden agendas. 2. Complementary strengths. Each person brings something unique: knowledge, skills, connections, perspective. The differences make the whole stronger. 3. Mutual respect and trust. Without respect, egos collide. Without trust, secret destroy. Respect and trust are the glue. 4. Accountability. A true alliance does not just cheer you on, it holds you accountable. It reminds you of your standards, even when you want to lower them. 5. Harmony of spirit. Conflict may arise, but harmony must dominate. The alliance dies when jealousy, envy, or competition take root. The hidden power of collective energy. There is a strange, almost mystical force that appears when aligned minds come together. Call it synergy. Call it spirit. Call it the collective unconscious. Whatever the name, it is undeniable. New ideas spark out of nowhere. Solutions appear that no single mind could have created. Energy rises. Confidence builds. And what once felt heavy becomes lighter. This is why so many of history's greatest achievements came from groups, the founding fathers drafting a new nation, inventors collaborating in laboratories, entrepreneurs building startups together. Alone they were brilliant. Together they were unstoppable. Guarding your alliance. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. One negative, toxic, self-centered person can poison the entire group. Protect your alliance like a fortress. Be selective. Quality is far more important than quantity. It is better to have 3 committed allies than 30 indifferent acquaintances. Remember, a mastermind alliance is not about numbers. It is about alignment. Choose those whose character inspires you, whose vision challenges you, whose work ethic matches yours. The multiplier effect. With the right alliance, your growth multiplies Opportunities come faster. Obstacles shrink. You begin to think bigger, act bolder, and persist longer. Alone, you may hit a wall. With allies, you climb over it, under it, or break straight through it. Think of it like fire. One log burns. 2 logs burn brighter. 3 logs create a blaze that can warm an entire village. The Mastermind Alliance is that blaze. It is the fire that keeps your vision alive when the cold winds of doubt arrive. Your challenge: stop trying to do everything alone. Identify the allies you need. Seek mentors, peers, and partners who elevate your game. Build the alliance intentionally. Nurture it carefully and protect it fiercely. Because when you harness the mastermind principle, you are no longer limited by your own energy. You tap into a power that multiplies with every aligned mind. And here is the truth. Empires are not built by solitary men. They are built by alliances that refuse to quit. Final word. The Mastermind Alliance is not a luxury. It is the secret weapon of the great. If you want to accelerate your journey, multiply your power, and leave a legacy that outlives you, build your alliance. Because when you walk with the right people, the impossible becomes inevitable. Everything we have explored so far: desire, faith, imagination, persistence, systems, environment, alliances, all of it ultimately funnels into one powerful engine, your subconscious mind. This invisible force is always working, always running in the background, either for you or against you. And here is the truth. Whatever dominates your subconscious dominates your life. Your subconscious is like the soil of your mind. Whatever seed you plant, whether it is fear or faith, success or failure, wealth or poverty, it will grow. It does not argue. It does not discriminate. It simply takes what you feed it and multiplies it into reality. That is why programming your subconscious is not optional. It is the very foundation of achievement, the silent architect of your destiny. Every belief you hold, every habit you follow, every decision you make is influenced by your subconscious. You might think you are making choices consciously, but the real driver is the programming underneath. If deep down you believe you are undeserving of success, your subconscious will sabotage your efforts. If deep down you believe you are destined for greatness, your subconscious will move mountains to prove you right. This is why so many people set goals, make plans, even build systems, yet still fail. Their subconscious is wired with doubt, fear, and self-sabotage. They are like a pilot pulling the throttle forward while the autopilot is set to crash. Until you reprogram that autopilot, nothing else will stick. The law of repetition. So how do you reprogram the subconscious? Through repetition. Just as water shapes stone, repeated thoughts shape the subconscious. One affirmation whispered once will not change much, but affirmations spoken daily with emotion and belief carve deep grooves into your mind. Think of your subconscious like fertile ground. If you drop a seed once and walk away, nothing happens. But if you water it daily, protect it from weeds, and nourish it with sunlight, it grows into something unstoppable. That is how you must treat your mind every day. You feed it the words, images, and emotions of the life you want. Over time, your subconscious accepts it as truth, and once it accepts it, it will work tirelessly to make it real. The power of autosuggestion. Napoleon Hill called this process autosuggestion, the practice of deliberately feeding your subconscious with positive, definite commands. When you say to yourself, I am disciplined, I am focused, I am destined for success, you are not lying, you are planting. And the more you repeat, the deeper the seed takes root. But autosuggestion is not just words. It is words infused with belief. You must see it, feel it, and imagine it as already true. That emotional charge is what makes the subconscious respond. A cold statement means nothing, but a statement repeated with fire, with vision, with emotion, that is what programs your inner power, guarding the gate. Here is the danger your subconscious accepts. Everything you feed it, good or bad. If you allow negativity, doubt, fear, gossip, and failure to dominate your attention, your subconscious will take those as commands. That is why you must guard the gate of your mind fiercely. Do not consume endless negativity. Do not rehearse past failures. Do not repeat words of defeat. Every time you do, you are programming the very force that shapes your destiny. Instead, feed it carefully. Surround yourself with positive words, uplifting people, empowering environments, because your subconscious is always listening, always learning, always recording, turning habits into identity. The subconscious also thrives on habit. Every repeated action tells your subconscious, this is who I am. That is why habits are not just routines, they are identity training. If you wake up early, your subconscious begins to see you as disciplined. If you write every day, your subconscious begins to see you as a creator. If you save and invest consistently, your subconscious begins to see you as wealthy. This is the hidden secret behind success. It is not about a single breakthrough. It is about the small, repeated actions that slowly reprogram your subconscious identity. Once your subconscious accepts a new identity, your behavior aligns automatically. You no longer have to push yourself. It becomes natural. Visualization, the subconscious in pictures. Words are powerful, but pictures are even more powerful. The subconscious speaks in images and emotions. That is why visualization is one of the most effective tools for programming it. When you vividly imagine your goal as already achieved, see it, feel it, hear it, experience it. You are sending a direct command to your subconscious. Athletes do this before every competition. Entrepreneurs do this before launching. Performers do this before going on stage. And you can do it too. Spend 5 minutes every morning and evening visualizing your goal as if it is already real. Feel the gratitude, the pride, the joy. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between imagined and real experiences. Feed it the image enough times, and it will drive you to create it in the physical world. The subconscious as your partner. The most important truth is this: your subconscious is not your enemy. It is your most powerful ally once you train it. Left unchecked, it will repeat old patterns of fear and doubt. But once you program it, it will work tirelessly, even while you sleep, to open doors, attract opportunities, and guide your steps. It will notice things you missed, whisper insights into your mind, and nudge you toward the right decisions. This is not magic. This is alignment. When your conscious goals and subconscious beliefs are aligned, life begins to flow. Effort feels lighter. Resistance fades. Progress accelerates your challenge. Stop leaving your subconscious to chance. Begin programming it intentionally. Speak affirmations daily. Visualize your goals vividly. Build habits that reinforce your identity. Guard your mind from negativity. And most importantly, persist, because just as your old programming was built through years of repetition, your new programming must be repeated until it becomes permanent. The moment your subconscious accepts your vision as truth, your life will begin to change in ways that feel effortless. Doors will open. Energy will rise. And success will begin to chase you instead of you chasing it. Final word. Your subconscious mind is the ultimate system, the silent engine that runs everything else. If you want lasting change, do not just work harder, work deeper. Reprogram the hidden operating system of your life, because once your subconscious believes in your success, nothing in the world can stop it. And when that happens, you will finally realize success was never outside of you. It was always inside, waiting to be unlocked. You've just walked through the blueprint of achievement: desire, faith, imagination, persistence, planning, alliances, action, and the power of your subconscious mind. These are not just ideas, they are laws. Laws that govern whether you remain ordinary or rise to extraordinary. But here's the truth: nothing changes until you decide. Right now, you stand at a crossroads. One path leads to the same patterns, the same excuses, the same drift through life. The other leads to purpose, progress, and power, the kind of life most people only dream about. Which path will you take? Greatness doesn't ask politely. It demands everything you have. It asks you to burn your bridges, silence your doubt, and move forward with relentless faith. And if you do, life itself will be forced to yield to your will. So starting today, make a vow. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Write your goal. Speak it with fire. See it with clarity. And then act as if nothing can stop you, because nothing can unless you let it. The world will try to test you, to break you, to pull you back into comfort. But remember, this persistence grinds mountains into dust. Faith bends reality. And your subconscious mind, once programmed with purpose, will carry you to victory. This is your moment. This is your time. Stop wishing. Stop waiting. Command yourself. Drive yourself. Force yourself to rise. Because the future doesn't belong to the talented, the lucky, or the chosen. It belongs to the obsessed. If these words lit a fire in you, don't key one, keep it to yourself. Subscribe right now.